Hey guys, I just wanted to fit this in the beginning of the video real quick, just be kind of like a disclaimer. So basically, you're going to look at this video and you're going to realize two things. I'm not that heavy, not anymore, and the background is different compared to the last video I posted. Basically, on my camera, which is God knows how many years old, I found these clips of me making a review for the Cosplay Sky website that I guess I never uploaded because I didn't see it on my channel. So I decided that I think that even though it is like 2 years old, it was made in 2018, I think it's still relevant because Cosplay Sky is still a website. It still exists. You can still buy from it. It is under construction. I was looking at it earlier. And you can buy from its sister website, which is like Trend Cosplay or something like that. But essentially, it's still up. You can still order from them. They still do plus-size cosplays. I feel like plus-size cosplays aren't something that is reviewed very often, and at that point in time when I recorded the video, I was a size 24, so I feel like being a size 24 is also something that's not recorded very often either. I'm usually, like, when people say they're plus size, it's like 14, 16, sometimes an 18, but, like, being as big as I was, I feel like it's still relevant, and I still feel like it would be really, really helpful. At the end of this, if you do find that it was really helpful, like, let me know, just because I don't want this to be a waste of time, but I still think that it's worth it. So, yeah, just know it's 2 years old. I think it's all still pretty relevant. I'm going to put some disclaimers throughout it that'll pop up on the screen of some things that I said that, like, looking back, I was like, Sam, you're stupid. Like, this piece of cosplay does this or that. But you'll see. So basically, if you're still interested in the review knowing that it's 2 years old, feel free to keep watching. Let me know. Like I said, I know it's older, but I still think it's relevant. Plus size cosplay is still incredibly hard to find 2 years later. And that's from me going from a 24 to a size 12, 14. It's still hard for me to find cosplays that fit because I'm still technically in the plus size and I can't just buy standard size cosplays. So I feel like it's relevant. Hopefully this helps and enjoy the video. Thanks, guys.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today, I have another Cosplay Sky review for you. My husband decided to buy me a cosplay from them for our 4-year anniversary, not our wedding anniversary, just kind of like when we met and started dating. So he ordered me my dream cosplay, I guess I would call it, the one I've been looking at for a really long time on there. And it is a Love Live cosplay. That's what it looks like. So I've gotten a cosplay from them before, which you can find the link for down below, which was I would call it my initial review of them because this is my second. I got a Chisei from Danganronpa, and you can see what I thought about them there. So to start, before we even get into my cosplay and whatnot, my first thing is I want to talk about the ordering and the shipping. So we ordered it off their website, and I think we got it for $70. Don't hold me to that. I know that we got it on sale, but I don't remember what sale price we paid for it because we bought it over 2 months ago. So it's been a little while, but we just got it in the mail today, which leads into my next thing, is that I have another issue with the shipping like I had before. I know that it takes a little while to get here because it is coming from another country and they have to make it and whatnot. But we found that it had the same issue before where it should have been here by now. We're waiting for it. We didn't get any shipping information. We email them. We hear from them a week later saying, oh, it's getting shipped this week, after we've already emailed them asking about it. And then they tell you that it's going to be shipped out by the end of the day. They tell you that they're going to give you a shipping number and they don't give us one. So then we inquired over the weekend actually. So this happened last week that they said they would ship it out and send us the tracking number. So that it is what it is for that. And then come Monday, and keep in mind we did this like earlier last week. So come this Monday, nothing, we didn't hear anything, and all of a sudden we have a message from DHL being like, do you want a signature for a package? And we're like, oh, I guess the package is coming. So I just got it in the mail today. Other than the shipping, as of right now, that's my only complaint. I took it out of the packaging, but I haven't actually unfolded it. So it comes in this plastic packaging and then it's folded neatly like that, and I dropped a silica pad. Don't eat that. I can't eat those. No. So the first thing that we have on top is the headband. In terms of the headband, the quality's okay. It's essentially just a dollar store headband with some flowers hot glued on it. And you can even, like, if you look, you can see like the hot glue behind the flowers. Not that I expected the flowers to not be hot glued on, like how else would you do it? And then it has this feather, which has seemed to die. And I have a big head, so I'm not really sure if it'll even fit. And I'm wearing braids, so that probably doesn't help. Okay, it fits. It's not too tight. It don't feel it like pushing behind my ear. It is like a hard plastic. It doesn't have any cushioning on it, so I feel like if I wore this all day long on my regular head, I would have some complaints. But I'm not really sure on a wig if I'm gonna have any complaints on it. But it's not terrible. This is a little like, bloop. Like if I'm looking at you right on, like I am right now, you can like barely see it, but you can see it from the side. So that's not terrible. And then the next I got, it's 3 bows. So basically the chest bow, which is a little sad. And then it has 2 shoulder bows that will go onto the blazer like this. They're just bows with safety pins on them, which honestly, when it comes to bows, I prefer them to be safety pinned because I just feel like you can take them off, you can put them somewhere where they'll be kept a little bit better than like the cosplay, and they don't have to worry about like ironing them out or whatever. So, I mean, they're good. The seams are nice. I don't see any extra strings. I think my only complaint, and it's not even really a complaint, is this is just kind of floppy. But I mean, even in the picture that I look at what they sent, it's supposed to be kind of floppy, just not that floppy. Which is another thing I appreciate. This time they actually sent the picture with it, or before they didn't, and I had to go and look it up to see what everything was. So I appreciate the picture. It's snowing outside and my nose just won't stop running, so I'm sorry. So the next thing is the blazer. Now, I guess I should have mentioned this before. I got this in a 2X, which is the largest that they carry on the website without doing custom sizing. I ordered the last one in 2X too, and there were some fitting issues with this chest region, which I found very odd because I don't have a large chest for being a plus size person. So I ordered this one in the 2X too because other than the chest issue, I knew it was gonna fit. I knew at least I think it's gonna fit. Keep in mind, this is only my second cosplay. I've had cosplays from other places where the sizing's always been off with different every time you ordered. But this would be the top. You can kind of see it. It looks good. There's a couple of just stitching issues. Nothing too much to complain about. Just like some loose thread in there. The lining is really nice. The buttons are good. They don't seem too flimsy, which is a big concern of mine because I have a My Hero Academia school uniform from, I think we ordered that from Easy Cosplay, and the buttons on the blazer of that are kind of like flimsy, and I'm always afraid they're gonna rip off, which is a fear of mine anyways because I'm plus size. So the cuffs are nice. I think there's a stain on it. Maybe? I can't tell if that's just my eyes playing tricks on me. Well, it might be. It does. I can't see it in the camera. Okay, it just might be my eyes playing tricks on me because it's like super bright outside. But overall, the blazer looks really nice. What is that? So on the inside, though, there is like a red string that I'm assuming has something to do with the button. Okay. There is a button on the inside here that I'm not really sure what it goes to. I don't see any other buttons. There is a shirt in here though, so it might have something to do with that, but we lost focus for a second. But overall, I think the blazer looks nice. What's next? Boop, boop. So the next thing here, which I think I had the problem with before, but somebody actually suggested or like gave me an idea of what this is used for. They give you this like thing of boning, and in my last video I was like, I literally have no idea what this is for, but they said that they think it goes to the skirt to give it a more fuller look. So we're gonna have to look at that once I get to the skirt, but it comes with the boning. The next are the thigh highs. Well, I guess they're not really thigh highs because I think they barely peek out over her boots, so I think it's like right under the knee. But they are this gray color, which at least on my figure, because I do have the figure of this cosplay, the figure, I believe hers are black or like a really, really dark gray, and this is kind of a light gray. they're okay. I want to say that my last one came with tights or like thigh highs too, and they didn't fit, which I have a concern because even when I was thin, I always have had big thighs. So even when I was 140 pounds, I still had to buy a little bit bigger when it came to trying to get them up over my legs. I've just always had big thighs. So I have a concern that this probably isn't gonna fit. But that being said, I was already prepared for that to not fit. Like, I'm definitely not gonna complain if they don't fit because I had a feeling it was gonna happen. And I've already been looking on other sites to order more thigh-friendly ones. That being said, I am concerned these go on top of them. They don't attach to the tights at all, or the thigh highs. They do go over them though, so that it gives you the appearance of them like poking out. And my concern is that this isn't gonna fit my leg. Hold on. I could honestly just try it right now. Yeah, that's not gonna fit my thigh. I can't get that over. If I do it even around my calf, it's not gonna fit. I could probably make it work, but I'm probably just gonna have to try to do these by hand because I can't get them around my big old thigh or my calf. But they are sewn really nice, and they have these little like hook and eyelets, I think is what they're called, like hooks on the back, which are nice and easy instead of doing like a button or a snap where you could like Mighty Hulk out of them. The next is this I'm assuming is the top or the shirt. So it's kind of hard to see. I'm gonna put this all on to show you guys then. But it's got the same kind of detailing it did on the jacket, but I don't see a spot that that button goes to, so I don't know what that button on the jacket was. And then it has these side pieces here that go over the skirt, and then this back piece here. I actually didn't even notice that back piece on my figure. Shows how much I freaking pay attention. This is done pretty well. My concern is that I don't, oh, there it is, okay. There is a side zipper. I was going to say my concern is getting it up and over my head because I have big shoulders. So I wasn't sure like if it's even gonna come up and over, but it does have a side zipper, which is great. The next piece here is, I guess, the shirt, which is odd. Okay, that is the shirt. It's just a simple white button up with this effect on it, which will be like sticking out over the other two tops. There's a lot of layers to this. Ooh, okay. Overall, it's pretty good. It's just a basic button up. Nothing really fancy to it. My concern is gonna be that it will fit over my chest. It does look a little short though. Just because, not that it's gonna matter if it's a little short because it'll be underneath the last piece I showed you. But again, I had the problem with the button up before that it didn't button up for my chest. But if it doesn't button up all the way, it'll be hiding under that other piece, so it's not a big deal. And then the last piece is the skirt, which I didn't think was this white. I thought it was more of like an off-white, but it is really white, which concerns me because of stains. And it doesn't look that big. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't look that big. But that's the skirt. It has a little bit of black underneath it. Let me see if there's a spot to add this boning maybe. It has I don't want to call it a petticoat, but which is sewed in backwards. Yeah, actually this is sewed in backwards. So this is the underneath that would show underneath the skirt, and this is the top, so it shows a seam on top. Pretty sure it's sewed in backwards because if I were to wear a petticoat underneath that, or if the skirt flipped up, you would see the seam. That's kind of dumb. I could be wrong, don't hold me to that. I am not a professional at sewing, so I'm not 100% sure. But I'm pretty sure the seam to seam isn't supposed to be there. And the zipper's not really in all the way. It's kind of like, but I don't see anywhere that you can slide boning in, so I'm not even really sure what the boning's for. So overall, at least in appearance, it looks pretty good. There's some issues with just some loose threads and stuff, and it's not that terrible. Like, not the cosplay, but like the thread sticking out isn't that big of a deal. Like, I don't care that much. It's something that you can snip off. But you know what I mean? If you're gonna be paying money for a cosplay, you kind of don't want it to have the threads. But I mean, overall it looks good. Concerns are gonna be the skirt, that it's not gonna fit. Because it looks smaller than my other skirt, which I wish I had out, but it's actually in my shed in the back. So I can't even like lay the skirts down to compare them to each other, but it is snowing and I don't have the shed key, so. But I mean, we're gonna try it on. So just like, I'll be right back. Try it on. Here are my thoughts in terms of the fit. The skirt is too short. Where I would have to wear it on my body for it to fit with the blazer, like how it would on the character, would be that it makes it too short and then I can't zip it up. And then if I put it where it's high enough that I can zip it up, and where I generally like to keep my skirts and stuff, I always order worth the bigger part of my body, like the bigger part of my stomach in terms of sizing, but where I like to comfortably sit it, which is kind of closer to my natural waist, it would make it still too short, and I still can, it's like this much from being zipped up. It's like super tiny bit. So if it's fine in the front, but then my whole butt's hanging out in the back, which is why I wore my leggings underneath. And then the button up, which I knew was gonna be a problem when I looked at it compared to the one that I have for Chisa, I can only get the top piece buttoned. Like my chest was really struggling and it was super tight in the arms, which the other one wasn't tight in the arms, but that being said, the other one was a short sleeve and this is a long sleeve. So it was still pretty tight, and I felt like if I moved like this, I was gonna pop the seams. I don't wanna pop the seams because obviously it doesn't work, so I'm probably gonna have to send it back and maybe get into custom sizings or something. I'm not even really sure what I'm gonna do with that yet. Like, not the blazer, but that other piece that looked like the blazer that put on with the side zipper barely fit over my head. Like, I was honestly afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to get it back off because I have a big head. I'm gonna be real honest. Like, my head is kind of bigger. I tend to get my wigs with a bigger inside because I have a big head. And I wouldn't even say that it's like big round. I just like have a very odd shaped head in the back, I guess is the best way to put it. So even when I wear hats, it sits very odd in the back of my head. It was really hard to get it on. And then once it's on, it felt fine. I couldn't get it zipped up on my own, but I had to hold it with my right hand and try to zip it with my left hand, and I have arthritis in my left hand, so that was more of a user error versus like the cosplay error. I'm sure that if my husband was here, I would have been able to zip it up just fine. I just can't maneuver that with this hand. So I couldn't barely could get my head in, which I watched Kelly Eden review a cosplay Sky. I don't remember which cosplay it was, but she couldn't get her head in. They had to cut a head hole for her, so I've heard of this complaint before, obviously. And then the blazer's odd. So it has, which I didn't even notice before, keep this in mind. I couldn't get it buttoned, but then that led into the confusion that it has a hole here for the button and a hole here for the button, but I guess, well, maybe that's what this is for. Well, I think I figured out the problem with the inside button. So the one on this side goes to the inside button, this one goes to the outside button, but I couldn't even get it over to the outside button. It was a chest issue. Like, if I pulled it closed, it fit fine. I just couldn't get the button to stay without like struggling. So the blazer fit almost perfectly. It was just a little too tight in my chest for my personal comfort. I probably would still wear it anyways, but with all the other issues with the cosplay, I'm not gonna keep it, honestly. Or if I do, I don't even want to think of trying to alter it. And then the thigh highs wasn't gonna work, which I knew was gonna happen. So overall, the quality is really good. The shipping sucks, and the sizing is kind of all over the place, I guess I would say. In terms of the two cosplays that I've bought, my only issue, I think, that I remember correctly from what I put in the video with the Chisa, is that the top didn't really fit. And it was an issue with the sewing, but in terms of fitting, just the top didn't fit well with my chest. But it buttoned almost all the way. I just didn't button the bottom button, and I was able to put the skirt over it, and then you never even noticed that I didn't button it all the way. Whereas this one, I can't even get more than the top button here and this button here. The chest button is ready to just blow up and disappear. And everything else just fits all over the place. I know that my Chisa skirt is longer because she has more of like a knee length skirt, but still, it's pretty, my whole butt's hanging out, which kind of sucks. So overall, for quality, I think Cosplay Sky is really good. I would say if you're plus size, maybe stick to the custom sizing, because like I feel like if I was thinner, it wouldn't be kind of like this. Like, it's hard to judge because obviously I'm not gonna buy a cosplay for me that's not gonna fit just to make a point of this. But I feel like with the smaller cosplays, you have more room to adjust with it and stuff, and the sizing fits more towards a standard, like you know, like a size 6 is this measurements, or a size 8 are these measurements, roughly, like give or take. Where the Cosplay Sky, I think Cosplay Sky is kind of all over the place with the sizing. I have one cosplay that fits, one cosplay that doesn't, but it's technically the same sizes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they stick with a standard sizing chart. I'm gonna double check. I was looking it up, but their cosplay website is under maintenance, so I can't look it up. But I will enter the size chart here, and if they're different, I'll enter the one and then the other, but I'm pretty sure they follow the same standard sizing chart. And if I remember right, the largest size fits a US 22, and I am a 22, sometimes a 24 depending on the outfits. But that's usually with dresses, like, that I'm like bigger in the shoulders, so I'd go with a 24 and then I have it fitted in a little bit more within the rest of the body to fit a little bit better, but I usually have to do like a 24 for my shoulders in a dress, but not usually with anything else. And I have the other one, and the other one fits just fine. So I don't know. I feel like the shipping sucks. Again, which I've stated before, it shouldn't take until me contacting you for you to ship the product. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to say it's going to take this long and this is when it's going to ship, then you need to be honest. If I have to contact you, I feel like that's just poor customer service in terms of shipping. The costume is pretty well made, I think, for the money. I think if it was like a $200 cosplay and there were these loose threads and stuff, I would be a little more upset, but I want to say it was $60, $68. I can't honestly remember, but it's fine. It looks fine. The material is nice. It's not like super cheap material. The thigh highs don't fit, which is an issue, but like I said, I have bigger thighs, so I've always had bigger thighs, so I can't guarantee that that's going to be the same problem with you. But I mean, if you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. I know I've seen positive results for them, negative results for them. They're kind of in the middle for me. I know that I'm comfortable ordering from them because at least I know that the quality of the cosplay is good. I just, now with the sizing issues, I'm not 100% sure whether I would keep ordering the standard sizings or if I would just play it safe and get them custom sizing and pay a little bit more for that. But overall, it's a good looking cosplay. Some of the issues that I'm having with it is just the sizing. It's well made, it looks nice, the sizing chart and the shipping is really just where it gets. It just is a no-go for me. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I know that I answered some questions before. And like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Follow me on social media. It'll all be in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!